Welcome to today's Explainer. I want you to just picture this for a second. You are thousands of miles away from the nearest shore, standing on the deck of a massive cargo ship. And when I say massive, I mean a vessel carrying tens of thousands of containers, driven by an engine literally the size of a small apartment building. You are completely, totally surrounded by the unforgiving expanse of the ocean. In this incredibly high-stakes environment, if a vital piece of machinery fails, you can't just pull over to the side of the road and call a tow truck, right? You are entirely on your own. Operating these colossal vessels requires an absolutely flawless mechanical ballet. So today, we're going to unpack the invisible operational heartbeat that keeps everything running smoothly and, most importantly, keeps the crews safe. We are demystifying the planned maintenance system. Let's look at how order is brought to the vast, chaotic environment of the high seas. Okay, let's dive into this. In the maritime world, the fundamental difference in how we approach machinery care is an absolute, literal lifesaver. On one side, we've got reactive maintenance. Basically, you just run a machine until it breaks and then you fix it. Now, apply that logic to a ship in the middle of a raging Pacific storm. Waiting for your main propulsion engine to break down before you service it? That isn't just inefficient, it's a terrifying reality that endangers lives and cargo. Contrasted with that is proactive maintenance. This is a highly structured approach where servicing is scheduled based on either elapsed operating hours, calendar time, or actual condition monitoring. Proactive maintenance is our ultimate shield against the unpredictable forces of the ocean. So what exactly is this shield? Well, PMS stands for Planned Maintenance System. Whether it's tracked through sophisticated shipboard software or traditional paper logs, the PMS is a meticulously structured schedule. It's used by the crew on board and the management team back on shore to manage the servicing, inspection, and repair of all critical machinery, structural components, and safety equipment. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a best practice or a suggestion. It is a strict, mandatory requirement under the International Safety Management, or ISM code. The PMS is quite literally the operational heartbeat of a vessel's overarching safety management system. And the primary focus of all this? Catastrophic equipment failures. We really have to emphasize the life or death stakes of why a PMS exists in the first place. Just imagine a scenario where a ship is navigating a highly trafficked, narrow strait, and suddenly, boom, they experience a main engine blackout. Or picture a ship losing its steering gear during heavy weather. There's no margin for error there. These are the catastrophic failures we are talking about. The very first mandate of a planned maintenance system is to absolutely prevent these terrifying scenarios from ever happening while a vessel is at sea. That brings us to the core foundation of the system, which rests on four crucial pillars. First, as we just discussed, is safety, preventing those catastrophic worst-case scenarios. Second is regulatory compliance. International standards like SOLAS, that's the Safety of Life at Sea Convention, and the ISM code mandate that crucial life-saving appliances like lifeboats and fire suppression systems are meticulously maintained and ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Third is asset longevity. We're talking about multi-million-dollar shipboard machinery here. The PMS ensures this massive investment actually reaches its maximum working life. And fourth, the audit trail. When port state control, flag state inspectors, or classification societies board a vessel, they definitely don't just take the captain's word for it. The PMS provides a concrete, verifiable record of every single maintenance action ever performed. Let's move to and see how this builds across the different domains of a vessel. The true brilliance of a maritime PMS is how it takes this monumentally complex environment and breaks it down into manageable, department-specific tasks. We're going to take a fast-paced virtual tour right now to see exactly how these critical missions are executed across three main domains: the engineering department, the deck department, and electrical operations. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this single number, 1,500. What does that actually mean? Well, in the engine department, maintenance tasks are often triggered by running hours. It's kind of like how you change the oil in your car every few thousand miles, but on a massive scale. The specific number, 1,500, is the running hours trigger for servicing the main propulsion diesel engine air cooler. Every time that massive engine clocks another 1,500 hours of operation, or if a differential pressure alarm goes off, the PMS automatically generates a mandatory work order. It completely takes the guesswork out of the equation. Once that 1,500-hour trigger hits, the engineers get to work, and the PMS gives them a highly specific procedure to follow. First, they have to isolate the cooling water and air streams. Next comes the heavy, grueling physical labor. They've got to extract the massive air cooler bundle. Step 3, they chemically clean and degrease the cooling fins. This step is absolutely vital because getting rid of all that grime ensures optimal combustion efficiency for the engine.
And finally, step 4, they meticulously inspect the rubber seals before they reassemble the whole unit. It's dirty, it's exhausting, and it's exacting work, but these precise steps ensure the heart of the ship keeps beating efficiently.
So the crucial point is that before any of that heavy extraction or chemical cleaning even begins, a mandatory safety protocol must be executed. We're talking about the risk assessment and lockout/tagout, or LOTO procedure. When you're dealing with pressurized water, heavy machinery, and massive engines, a simple mistake can literally be fatal. LOTO ensures that energy sources are completely isolated, locked with physical padlocks, and tagged so that no one can accidentally turn the system back on while a marine engineer is elbow deep inside the air cooler. The PMS doesn't just tell you what to fix, it dictates exactly how to fix it, without losing a limb, or worse, a life.
Heading topside, let's look at how the Deck and Safety Department handles their PMS requirements, specifically for the lifeboat release gear, whether that's a free fall or a davit-launched hook mechanism. According to SOLAS regulations, the trigger here is monthly or annually. The crew has to visually inspect the release cables, grease the moving pins and wires, check interlocks, and conduct functional testing. The absolute highest priority here, the vital safety check, is ensuring that the safety pins are properly engaged before any maintenance even starts. Because if those pins aren't engaged while they're testing the gear, you risk an accidental release, dropping a multi-tunnel lifeboat into the ocean or straight onto the deck, catastrophically. These PMS protocols, they're written in blood, designed to prevent exactly those types of disasters. And this brilliantly illustrates our final stop in the electrical department, the emergency diesel generator, or EDG. The trigger here is weekly and monthly. This is your ultimate safety net if the main engines fail. The electricians have to test the starting batteries, check fuel levels, and most intensely, simulate a total main switchboard failure. They are basically running a high-stakes fire drill to prove that the automatic blackout start sequence will actually fire up when the entire ship goes dark. During this test, the vital safety check is verifying that the emergency fire dampers and ventilation louvers are operating correctly. You absolutely have to ensure that running this massive backup generator doesn't start a catastrophic fire in the process. We've seen the engineering sweat, the deck safety protocols, and the electrical blackout simulations. It all comes back to one profound question. What happens to multi-million-dollar ships when critical machinery is left to chance rather than scheduled precision? The answer? Out there on the unforgiving ocean is disaster. The planned maintenance system is far more than just a checklist or a software program. It is a vital, proactive shield that turns chaos into order, ensuring that every vessel, every crew member, and every piece of cargo can navigate the most dangerous environment on Earth and return home safely.